down the beach. Now, it wasn't our intention to be fishing down the beach today, to be truthful. It was our intention to be fishing on the boat. But unfortunately, flexibility is the name of the game. I was all packed up and ready to go, and I got a phone call at 7:15 to say that Woody, my crewman, was ill and he couldn't make it. It's all a little bit too late, really, to be phoning around and finding if anybody else wanted to go. But that's life, isn't it? So we did a little bit of wildlife filming this morning, which I'll be putting out on one of my other channels. And we made a decision we'd come down the beach. So that's where we are, down the beach for a sunset. Fish, a couple of hours on the down, a couple of hours on the up, and we are fishing opposite the Martello Tower, which is the area I was going to come and do a recce, because I know there is quite a big reef off here, and I anticipate that I'll be losing some tackle tonight. But we are still on the quest, the conger eel, the Conger Quest, the Conger Quest, conquest, and that's what my target species tonight is going to be. Now I do know that just over there, off Seaford Head, they've been catching a lot of eels, you know, up to 16 pounds. Well, I mean, a 16-pound eel isn't particularly big out on the boat, but 16-pound eel off the beach, yeah, I'll be happy with that. So let's just see how lucky we get. I'm down right next to the sea here, because the tide is going out, and so what I intend to do is set myself up my camp here and fish the tide down and then fish it back up until I have to move, and then when I move I'll back up the tide. I toyed with bringing the drone down with me, and now I'm kicking myself that I didn't, because what a beautiful sunset. Lovely. Right, so anyway, enough talking, let's get set up, let's get fishing. Billy Bob's down here, got a slightly different harness on him today. I thought that might give him a little bit more warmth. I've got his bed, got the shelter, we'll get him all set up in the shelter, in his bed, in good time. Well, we're set up, got 2 rods out, Conger Quest again, got the stinger rig out, we used last week in Eastbourne, and I've got a whole baby cuttlefish with a bag of carp in it, which is giving off scent. I don't know if you can see, but there's an amazing sunset this evening, amazing sunset. And you know something, I thought about bringing my drone down the beach and thought, no, it won't be nice, it'll be too windy. Oh, I'm kicking myself now. But anyway, never mind, for the next time. Can't do it all in every video, can I? But yeah, so we're set up, me and Billy Bob, we're here. Billy Bob, of course, being the intelligent dog that he is, went in the sea, and so he's wet now, so he's going to get cold. In fact, he's shivering already. So anyway, and there's the rods. Rods in the sunset. think it's getting near to the time that I have something to drink and something to eat. So I'm going to break out the old Kelly kettle again, see if we can get that burning and turning. And then I'm going to try and reheat the soup that I prepared for my boat trip, which has been sitting in a thermos flask all day and probably needs warming up. So we're going to try and reheat that over the Kelly kettle. See how that goes. Just admiring this sunset though before we do that. It's just amazing. Just amazing. Red sky at night. Let's hope this is a portent for 2020. We're going to get lots of red skies. Sea is reasonably calm. Tide's gone out a bit since I've been here. But I'm not moving down. I'm going to stay here. As I say, I'll stay here until the tide turns and starts coming back up again. And it's bottom of the tide, I think, in about an hour. So there's not much more for it to go out. And then 2 or 3 hours it'll be back at our feet, time to go home. But at the moment, as usual, I am Hank Marvin, so let's get something cooking. Well, I reckon the kettle's boiling. Got my tea bag and my sugar in my cup. A little bit longer, and then we'll whack it in there, have a brew while I warm up my stew. Steaming cup of tea. Not coughing because of smoke, just coughing because I'm coughing. Ah, teaspoon. Milk tea out of a thermos flask is nothing like a really hot brew of tea. And here's my soup. I can enjoy this in peace now. Fishing away. I changed the baits over and refreshed them. The big cuttlefish bait had been ragged to bits, so obviously get some attention from something, possibly whiting, possibly dogfish, and the stinger rig actually had a little whiting on it, so I should have left it out really, but of course you don't know these things, but it means it's working. So it's got a fresh worm on that, and it's got a fresh bait on the main bait, and I've changed it around very slightly, so it's on a running ledger now rather than on a paternoster, so it means that the bait will be harder on the bottom. I have this perception that eels like to hunt on the bottom. Let's see, still early, tide should just about be on the turn now, I reckon. So if we're going to see anything, it will be in the next couple of hours. As that tide starts to move, obviously moving the scent out. Fish like to feed when there's a bit of a current. So that's what we're hoping for. Billy Bob is sitting on my lap to keep warm, and I've wrapped him up in the cushion out of his bed. but he's still shivering, but then he always does shiver, so he's a terrier. And here we are, looking out in the distance there. You can see Newhaven. In the very far distance, there's a boat going out, or ship going out of the harbour at the moment. But beyond that, you can see the lights of Brighton. It's a lovely starry night, which means it's a nice night, but it also means it'll probably get quite cold. And I don't know if I've got any fuel left to spark up the old Kelly kettle and have another brew, so we're just going to have to sit and suffer it. Got my nice USB hand warmers. One of them switched on, one of them's not switched on yet, and it's banging out some heat. And me and the dog have all got each other to keep ourselves warm. Looking down the beach there is another light down there, so there is somebody else fishing down there. Can only see the one light though. But then I suppose it's Sunday night. Yeah, I would think this is probably my last fishing trip of 2019. So if I don't get a chance again, just wish everybody a happy new year, and as I said before, fish aplenty in 2020. If you like what you're seeing with my vlogs here, please, if you haven't done so already, press the subscription button, and if you want to be made aware of any other posts I put on, also press the little bell icon, and that will ensure that you get a message each time I post something. I think last time I looked, I've got 206 subscribers now, which isn't bad going in a couple of weeks. Right, just one thing I want to say, and it's something I'm sort of kind of campaigning about, and that is local tackle shops. Before you buy something online, just check to see if they've got it in your local tackle shop, or if they can get it for you. If we don't use the local tackle shops, we'll lose them. We've had a tackle shop in the marina at Newhaven for as long as I can remember, and a long time before that, I'm sure. And that's gone this year, and that will never come back. So he just couldn't compete with the internet. We have another good sea fishing tackle shop in the town centre in Tools and Tackle, and then we've got the Peacehaven Angler, which is another local good shop. And then into Eastbourne we've got Tony's, and then into Pevensey we've got Angler's Den. But that's kind of it for sea fishing tackle shops around here. There are a few course shops as well, which I'm sorry I don't know a great deal about because I'm not a course angler. But what I am saying to you now is, before you press that buy button online, just pop into local tackle shop, see if they've got it. Yeah. Because once that's gone, we're losing all that good knowledge and that sort of local equipment, fresh baits. Yeah, they will all be gone. So we use them or lose them. I'm going to quickly show you how I bait up my my cart and cuttle for conger bait. Now, things you're going to need is a cart sausage. Here's one I prepared earlier, and I did show you there's a video of me doing that, how to do that. Baby cuttlefish, beautiful piece of bait if you can get hold of them. You can do this with big pieces of cut as well, but the whole baby cuttlefish is the best thing. The hook rig that we've tied up is an 8/0 I get these from America. They're a galvanised hook, quite a coarse, thick steel, but very, very sharp, incredibly sharp. And then above that, I put in a small 4/0 circle hook as my pennel, and that's held in place with a bit of luminous tube. So I can slide that down and slide it back up again. Slide it out of the way at the moment. I'm going to use a bait mate, bait in, I don't know if you call it a needle or a spoon, but if you don't want to spend the money on one of those, you could make one out of a bit of plastic pipe. Here's one that I made out of plastic pipe, and it works just as well. But we'll put that to one side because we're going to use the bait mate. So the first thing we've got to do with the cutter is we've got to get rid of the cuttlefish bone. It's quite easy to take out. It's just a case of peel back the skin and flick it out. And obviously if you've got a budgie, that's a great bit of kit for the budgie to sharpen his beak. Now this cuttlefish eventually is going to lie over the cart, over the hook, and the hook is going to be exposed like that. So we need to put the hook through so that it will end up like that, over the back of the hook. So we put it through the nose of the cuttlefish, out of the way. Let's do it the other way around. So that will lie over the back of the hook, and we'll push that out of the way for the time being. The cart is going to also lie on the back of the hook, sort of the other way up. So we'll just hook that through the knot of the cart sausage. So we've got a nice firm point on there. Turn that around, and that is going to lie on the back of the hook like that, and with the cuttlefish engulfing that. And then we put the hook into the sort of the little jaws or the little tooth cutaway area on the bait mate. Pull the line down, hold that in place, and then we bring the cuttlefish back up over the top of that. So that's going to engulf all of that. It's going to lie with the tentacles sort of pointing towards the hook end. And we'll hold that in place nice and tight, and then we're going to get our ever popular bait elastic, and we're going to tie that all in. A bit messy, the cuttlefish are messy. Get a loose end of the elastic, and then we're just going to wrap that in. Just keep wrapping it in. We're going to use plenty of bait elastic on this because we want to, essentially it's the bait elastic that's holding this in place, holding this all together, because it's got to withstand a cast, and it's got to withstand being ragged around by whiting and any other sort of nuisance little fish that are out there, and but still stay together as a nice big bait for the conger to come along and help itself to. Nice big mouthful for a conger. Now the reason we put the cart in there is that is frozen. It's crab guts, and it's going to be oozing its scent out into the water all the time this is all tied together. See, the hook is nicely proud. We're making sure that we're not wrapping the elastic and masking that hook at all. And then once we've got a good few wraps around there, we're just going to cinch that down. So just pull it into place and snap it off. Okay, and then it's just a case of sliding the spoon, the bait mate out, and there we have a nice intact bait. Slide the pennel hook down just to hold it all in line. That nicks through the nose of the cuttlefish, and there we have it. Look at the juices that are oozing out of that. And that's a nice compact bait. It's going to stay together in the water. It's got a few little tentacles hanging off at the back there, sort of as an attractor. Did I mention that the line that we're using is a wire trace? You can use heavy mono when you're fishing for congers. It's not so much the weight of the eel, it's the fact they have very, very small abrasive teeth, and they will eventually wear through the line if you're playing an eel, whereas this, because it's wire, is abrasive resistant. I don't know what the breaking strain of it, it's a multi-strand nylon coated wire, stainless steel wire. And there we have it. Now that wants to get cast out into the water and be fishing soon, because the cart is melting and we don't want to be wasting all that scent. So there we've got our cart and cuttle bait attached in with a Gemini bait clip, and the other thing I was trying to show you is my rotten bottom quick release. Now I'm always on the lookout for ways of doing this that outside the box, and what I found is rather than using beads, little nut and a washer on there holds that in place beautifully and it releases every time. Billy Bob thinks so too. And the thing I put above it is a little lead lift there, just so that when we're dragging it back in, it just lifts it up and floats along the surface. Right, let's get this out before that cart melts away. It's the last knock-ins. We're going to be packing up and giving up pretty soon, but